Hello and welcome to Spirit Rising. Thanks for joining us once again after a hiatus. I am, of course, Shirt Donovan. Glad to be back with you here on twitch.tv. Make no mistake about it, folks, we are live. There's been a lot of speculation. Is Super Spirit Wrestling a pre-recorded show? And let me just tell you, no, we are live here for a new episode of Spirit Rising, and much has changed in our time off, folks. First off, tonight we are going to get into a match in the junior division. Mervyn Wallace taking on Killer Kenny Gordon for the first time. I'm expecting this to be a hard-hitting affair. Let's get right to it here tonight at Spirit Rising. Kenny Gordon running right over Mervyn Wallace. Wallace perhaps being a little too flashy early on here in this junior division contest. Head scissors, Kenny Gordon in control here. Mervyn Wallace able to slip out. And so far, this match has really been all Kenny. Mervyn Wallace with a lot of ground to gain. Big slap. He'll try for a pin here. Almost a disrespectful pinning attempt there from Killer Kenny Gordon. Mervyn Wallace quickly getting the shoulder up. Gut wrench slam there from Kenny Gordon. Wallace looking for some offense, but it's Gordon again. Snapmare takedown. Trying to slow down the pace here maybe is Mervyn Wallace to turn the tide in his favor, but it's again Kenny Gordon with more offense. Wallace having an increasingly difficult time here, getting something started against Killer Kenny Gordon. Neck breaker well executed. Senton across the body of Wallace. Drop toe hold now. Looking for some offense of his own, perhaps. Fireman's carry. Killer Kenny sends him to the ropes and a deep arm drag takedown. Depositing Wallace back onto the mat. Neck breaker again. Wallace firing back here a little more consistent as this match goes on. First pinning attempt of the match for Wallace, only resulting in a 1 count. Wow, Killer Kenny rolling up after that suplex, showing off some of that junior division agility there that so many of our athletes across that division are known for. Snap suplex. Mervyn Wallace looking for more offense. He needs to change the landscape of this match, and it's now the forearms firing off against the European uppercuts from Killer Kenny Gordon. These two really taking it to each other here, but finally it is Kenny seemingly prevailing, although I'm sure the damage was sustained on both sides there. Killer Kenny rolling up instantly there. Mervyn Wallace going into his bag, only earning a 1 count. Kenny looking great throughout this matchup. Perhaps a renewed sense of determination after the weeks-long hiatus here in Super Spirit Wrestling. This match was booked weeks ago. Perhaps Kenny has had enough time to study some tapes on Wallace. Wallace, one of our newest signees here in Super Spirit Wrestling, and he has had a rough go of it since his debut. But now to the top rope. Beautiful senton off the top rope from Mervyn Wallace, looking to close it out here. Just a 2 count against Killer Kenny. Irish whip reversal now. Manhattan drop there. Transitioning into the single leg Boston Crab. Drop toe hold, Mervyn Wallace back in control, looking for another pin here. Rolling through there. Control of the leg for Wallace, but Burt Wiggins, our official, signaling for a rope break. Up handle style driver here.
1, 2.
Another 2 count. Kenny has kicked out of a lot here, but Wallace right back on the attack with a DDT, firmly planting Killer Kenny into the mat. Trying another pin here, center of the ring. Killer Kenny showing off a lot of tenacity. Stiff chops across the body of Mervyn Wallace, sending him to the mat. Firing in more of those forearms, a discus one to boot, and now it's Killer Kenny on the top rope. Diving shoulder tackle right on the money. Bridges for the German. High angle. 2. No. Near fall there for Kenny Gordon. And you got to give credit to Mervyn Wallace. Now the pump handle driver again.
1, 2.
Oh my God. Another near fall. Release German that time from Killer Kenny. High impact maneuver, but Mervyn Wallace firing right back in with a DDT. And again. Stomps across the body. Kenny firing back again, discus forearm. And now scouting in the corner what could be on the mind of Killer Kenny Gordon. Enziguri to the back of the head, shining Enziguri. Kenny with corner control. Just more damage to the body of Wallace. Big chops setting in on the chest. And another discus forearm. Both of these men committing rough offense against each other, and now it's Wallace in control of that leg. You see Kenny eyeing the rope there. Able to create separation instead. No rope break necessary. And it's Wallace right back on the attack. Deep arm drag takedown. Wallace feeling it here at Spirit Rising. What a contest this has been. He's trying the leg again.
Give up. Give up.
This match will continue. What an opening contest to start us off here tonight at Spirit Rising. And these two junior division athletes teeing off on each other once more. Huge headbutt from Mervyn Wallace, but a discus forearm again from Kenny Gordon. Can Wallace be setting it up here? We're very close to the corner. Could he be signaling for the end? DDT again, a move that has paid dividends throughout this contest. Desperation takedown almost for Kenny Gordon. European uppercut trying to turn the tables. Mervyn Wallace has been incredibly resilient throughout this match. Kitchen sink. Connecting now for Kenny Gordon. More chops, jeez. Wallace sent to the mat. Big suplex there from Kenny, but it's Wallace. Firing right back with an Irish whip. Wallace to the outside. Kenny to the ropes. Look at the corner spear. The slingshot spear from Mervyn Wallace. 2. No. What a move there from Wallace. The presence of mind to be ready for the attack from Killer Kenny Gordon. But it's Kenny dropping down. Reversal. Reversal. Mervyn Wallace not submitting. And this match will continue. An unbelievable effort by both athletes here tonight at Spirit Rising. Pump handle driver again.
1, 2.
No! What is it gonna take? Mervyn Wallace looking down in disbelief. Heading into another rope break there. Huge maneuver from Gordon. Trying to shift control. What a dynamic opening contest this has been. It looked to be all Kenny in the early goings of this match, but now both men in huge trouble. Bridging German. No! How is Mervyn Wallace doing this? How is Killer Kenny Gordon doing this? We've seen Wallace go the distance before against the likes of Ricky Gilmore. Could we be looking at a similar scenario here, trying for a pin?
1, 2.
No! Not enough to get it done. Big kick from Killer Kenny Gordon, and you gotta believe he's looking to put it away soon. And that's it! Single leg Boston Crab, submitting Mervyn Wallace in one of the absolute best opening bouts I've ever seen in Spirit Rising history. Congrats to Killer Kenny Gordon. He certainly earned that victory. Mervyn Wallace probably looking as good as we've seen him in a while here, but not able to get it done against Killer Kenny Gordon. Kenny, of course, a veteran in Super Spirit Wrestling by now. Mervyn Wallace still trying to find his footing. And when he does, I'm sure he will be a big, big threat to those at the very top of the junior division. Folks, we're moving right along into a match in the heavyweight division. It will be the example, Hitoshi Tobe taking on the ever-shining Hideaki Adachi. I'm expecting this to be another hard-hitting affair, folks. These are two adept strikers, and we'll see how their styles complement each other here in the ring tonight in direct competition. You see the agility of Adachi early on, running up the turnbuckle to halt the Irish whip progress of Hitoshi Tobe. Looking for high risk early here is Adachi. Will it pay off? Dragon suplex from the turnbuckle. Hideaki Adachi making a huge statement here and now going to these knees. We've seen stoppages from these knees in the past. Hitoshi Tobe answering with a kick and now a drop toe hold. Irish whip, soul butt kick flush to the body of the example. Shote combination firing in and then a big kick, kicks on both sides. Hitoshi Tobe is perhaps having a little more impact there. You saw Adachi reeling, axe kick. Neither of these athletes pulling any punches or kicks as this match goes on. 2 count earned for Hideaki Adachi. Shote combination again, and another kick to the midsection. Combination again from Adachi, and then the rolling kick. What an athlete. Has him up now. What a maneuver, trying for a pin here is Hideaki Adachi. Almost all there for Hitoshi Tobe. He needs to wake up. Adachi is fired up here, more than I've seen him in a while. As I've said, folks, that weeks-long hiatus has created hunger in some of our athletes in Super Spirit Wrestling, and you're seeing it now. Rising bright, rising bright. Right to the chin of Hitoshi Tobe. 1, 2. What a statement. Hideaki Adachi making quick work of Hitoshi Tobe, who is very used to strikes himself. Hideaki Adachi came right out of the gate looking for a victory. Very clear there, his approach, a straight shot to a win over Hitoshi Tobe. Brutal offense, brutal strikes, ending in that rising bright knee right to the face of the example. And certainly an example was made out of Tobe here tonight, folks. What an incredible match. Hideaki Adachi not wasting any time, climbing his way up the heavyweight division. Folks, now we're going to move on to a debut in the women's tag division. It will be Majesty, Leah Carson, and Tomoko Yasuda, our brand new tag team in the women's division, taking on Squad Life. I'm sure that these two athletes will impress. I've heard nothing but good things about them from scouting reports, from the developmental center, and otherwise. Leah Carson there in the ring for Majesty. You see Tomoko Yasuda in the corner. Samina Velvon, of course, in the purple. Early pinning attempt from Leah Carson, showing off some technical skill. Dragon screw takedown. Leah Carson, a former track and field athlete, could indeed be the fastest athlete we have in all of Super Spirit Wrestling. Suplex there from Samina Velvon. Not wanting the newcomer to get the upper hand here. Trying for another pin, Leah Carson. Not having quite enough leverage, perhaps, to keep Samina Velvon down this early in the matchup. And now Tomoko Yasuda getting her first action in a Super Spirit Wrestling ring. A gifted striker is Yasuda, much like the athletes we've seen so far tonight. We'll see how her approach works out against Squad Life. Samina Velvon firing in a big forearm there, and then a jump up Rana. Tomoko Yasuda showing off her athleticism, and now this stretch muffler hold. Standing switch from Velvon, enabling her to create A positional exchange for a tag there. Yasuda getting Leah Carson back involved. And now it's Leah Carson and Mariah Hamilton squaring off for the first time. Standing moonsault. Mariah Hamilton firing back in with a snap suplex. And now from the mounted position here, reversal from Carson. And the kip up there. Leah Carson proving to be a threat in the agility department here. Oh, that's stiff chops there from Carson. Losing inches, however, she does send Mariah Hamilton to the mat.
5 minutes gone.
And now the Irish whip, soul butt kick on the money for Carson. Majesty looking good here in their debut. But Mariah Hamilton not quite done with Carson. Suplex from the apron to the inside. Tomoko Yasuda making her pay for it there. Side headlock. And a jump up Rana. Run up maneuver here. Cross body.
1, 2.
Majesty's repertoire looks to be deep. Squad Life might have to reevaluate their approach here. Huge knee there from Tomoko Yasuda. Both of these women look to be about the same in stature, and they are firing off these huge strikes. Samina Velvan having the final say in that conversation. Jump up Rana again. Tomoko Yasuda pulling those out of absolutely nowhere at a moment's notice. Leah Carson back in for Majesty, currently on the receiving end of offense from Samina Velvan, though that neck breaker could turn the tide. High angle drop kick from Leah Carson. Soul butt off the money there, but on the money that time. Standing switch from Velvan leading into a torture rack. And Tomoko Yasuda able to run interference. Leah Carson kipping up. Fast tag. Majesty looking very impressive in this debut. But Velvan just unrelenting with these giant strikes. Tomoko Yasuda not able to get a moment to breathe here or really start any offense of her own. Again, double axe handle this time from Velvan. Tag made to Mariah Hamilton. Yasuda trying to create separation. Gut wrench style slam there from Mariah Hamilton. Jumping soul butt kick. Not on target for the second one as Yasuda breaks away for a tag. Leah Carson back in. Soul butt kick of her own there. Sending Hamilton to the mat. Trying for a pin again here. Just a 1 count. Mariah Hamilton showing unbelievable tenacity here as this match goes deeper and deeper. To the ropes now is Hamilton. Creative facebuster there. It looked like Leah Carson was maybe trying for a counter. Carson in no man's land, eating these huge kicks. Soul butt kick of her own. Mariah Hamilton and Leah Carson could be starting a budding rivalry here in the women's tag division. Very similar approaches. Leah Carson, run-up kick, bouncing off the body of Mariah Hamilton. Gut wrench style slam again from Hamilton, applying that pressure, keeping Carson on the other side of the ring. And Carson there using some tights. Questionable maneuver perhaps, but that pile driver no doubt did the job. Tomoko Yasuda back into the arms of Samina Velvan. Tag for both teams. Velvan has been all strikes throughout this matchup. Team up maneuver there from Majesty. We see some of that chemistry coming to life and a huge kick across the chest of Samina Velvan. Perhaps looking for a tag there was Leah Carson, but instead it's the Reckoning. The Reckoning from Samina Velvan. But Yasuda quickly to the aid of Leah Carson. It would have surely been all, folks, if we were talking a singles competition here. But Yasuda able to get there, release German from Velvon, now going more into her bag following all these strikes. Velvon looking slow off the ropes here as this match goes on. Can Majesty earn a victory in here? Their debut here, huge knee there from Tomoko Yasuda, but it's Velvon first to her feet. And looking for a tag, which she does indeed have. Yasuda a little confused here, perhaps a grudge between both pairings in this tag matchup, and a big super kick from Mariah Hamilton. Now going to the ropes, big spear. But Yasuda firing in with that knee. Jump up Rana from Leah Carson. What a kick there, sending Hamilton down stunned. Leah Carson has shown off some very creative offense, but then a collision, putting an end to that. Mariah Hamilton trying to take advantage. Just a 2 count. Tomoko Yasuda back in. Definitely more tags made on the side of Majesty than Squad Life. And another collision. Fatigue playing a heavy role here as we go late in this women's tag competition.
1, 2.
Mariah Hamilton almost scoring a victory there for Squad Life in what would have been a disappointing outing for the debuting team, Majesty. Those soul butt kicks from Mariah Hamilton, so deadly and so quick. And now it's Leah Carson running up the turnbuckle to avoid the Irish whip, using the tights again for that pile driver. Carson scouting from Squad Life's corner. Huge knee, looking for a pin.
2.
No! I thought it was all right there, folks, but Samina Velvon, no, a surprise roll up here.
2.
Another 2 count. You gotta give Leah Carson credit. She's trying to close out here against Squad Life. Carson getting fired up, big kick. Tag made to Tomoko Yasuda. Jump up Rana, keeping Velvon in the corner. Smart stuff, trying for corner offense here, and stomps from the top rope across the body. DDT. Velvon trying to counter here, firing in with that strike to the midsection. Little missed time there from Samina Velvon. What a kick, but Velvon just immediately back up. Huge power bomb. Tag made to Mariah Hamilton. So much damage sustained on both sides of this contest, folks. Tag made. Top rope offense here. Frankensteiner from the top rope. Leah Carson scouting, looking to take advantage. Looking for a pin. What a maneuver there.
2.
No, not enough to get it done here. Against Mariah Hamilton. What a match we are seeing here tonight, folks, at Spirit Rising. Corner control again for Majesty. Smart from Carson, able to scout the Irish whip, but Mariah Hamilton firing out of the corner with the super kick, and now she will make a much-needed tag. Samina Velvon back in, Tomoko Yasuda back in. She got in mind here. Wow. Interesting variation of a DDT there. And an inverted DDT. Strike across the chest of Yasuda, like we've seen so much from Velvon throughout this match. Again, double axe handle. Yasuda trying to break away. Too much damage sustained there. A rather quick tag made back to Leah Carson, who's on the top rope, scouting Velvon. Could we be seeing that maneuver again? Trying for the pin here. Is this it? No! Leah Carson has done just about everything she can. Beautiful maneuver there. The Cyclone Splash from the top rope. And a frog splash to boot. Carson sustaining damage of her own there. Tag made to Tomoko Yasuda. We're seeing everything Majesty has to offer here. Cyclone kick. Cyclone kick. 1, 2. It's over in their debut. What a great performance out of both members of Majesty, Tomoko Yasuda and Leah Carson, picking up a well-deserved victory here over Squad Life. We saw the Cyclone Splash. We saw the Cyclone Kick. Beautiful stuff there out of Majesty. Of course, a hard loss for Squad Life. But for now, Majesty victorious in women's tag action here tonight at Spirit Rising. Folks, we're now going to take you to a match in the heavyweight division. Dead End Dai Fukunaga taking on the master of the Yellow Jacket, Reynaldo Mendez. Certainly a clash of styles here. It's going to be next up in this heavyweight division contest. We thank you again so much for joining us, folks. After a hiatus, we are back and ready to entertain here at Super Spirit Wrestling. Reynaldo Mendez starting things off in big fashion, throwing Dai Fukunaga to the outside, honestly, where Dai Fukunaga is more comfortable. Fukunaga, one of our more infamous wrestlers here in SSW. More focused on inflicting pain than he is actually winning matches. And if you're asking me, his record certainly indicates that. Probably pound for pound, one of the more threatening athletes we have in all of Super Spirit Wrestling. But his approach to pro wrestling is just to hurt his opponent. I doubt very seriously he's looking at any kind of rankings. I doubt he cares about titles. But one way or another, Reynaldo Mendez will have to contend with that mindset. You see Dai Fukunaga in control here. It will be Dai Fukunaga's Iron Claw Slam, the Dead End, versus Reynaldo Mendez's favorite submission hold, the Yellow Jacket. Big clubbing forearm there. Deep arm drag takedown. Mendez using Dai Fukunaga's own momentum against him there. Smart stuff against the bigger competitor. Smart counter there from Dai Fukunaga. Kind of counter wrestling we're not used to seeing out of the big man. Perhaps some adaptations could lead to more wins for Fukunaga. Release belly to belly again. Mendez showing off that strength. Mendez is known as a submission specialist, but there's many ways you can beat him. What a quick roll that was to roll right back into some offense here. Throat thrust from Fukunaga, sending Mendez back a few steps. But Mendez still very much in this. An ill-advised knee connecting with nothing but mat there. Mendez, though, again, planting those feet, exploding the hips, tossing Dai Fukunaga clear across the ring. Dai Fukunaga being no small competitor. Fukunaga very pleased with himself and the damage he's inflicted thus far.
5 minutes gone.
Dazed Mendez able to wake up for that elbow, looking for a pin now. Lenny Spencer in position, just a 1 count. Throat thrust again. Devastating strikes from Fukunaga. Cross arm breaker off the running offense. Fukunaga able to break away. And he's got him now. The Dead End. Mendez in big trouble. Mendez in big trouble. It's over. Dai Fukunaga with an impressive victory over really one of our top contenders in the heavyweight division. I didn't expect that, folks. I expected Reynaldo Mendez to run a clean game there against Dai Fukunaga, but it's Fukunaga with the Iron Claw Slam, the Dead End, picking up a victory here over Reynaldo Mendez. Folks, we have to take a very short break, and when we come back, it's going to be women's division action between Kira Kita and Claire Birch, a match that you will not want to miss if all of these other matches have been any indication. Folks, we will be right back. All right, folks, we are back, and we are ready to continue an exciting night here at Spirit Rising. Thank you again so much for joining us throughout the evening. Women's division action up next. Kira Kita taking on Claire Birch. What an exciting contest this is set to be. Kira Kita, a very gifted striker. Claire Birch, just an all-around athlete with a bit of a mean streak. We'll see how these two end up clashing tonight at Spirit Rising. Claire Birch in control early with a headlock, elbow, and now damaging the leg of Kira Kita. Kira Kita will look to use those long legs and the prevailing reach in the striking conversation. Leg trap slap, early pin here against Claire Birch, earning a 1 count. Stiff punch to the face, and again, Claire Birch looking for some offense there, but a slap again. Rolling kick off target, and another slap from Kira Kita. I'm sure this will serve to anger Claire Birch as this match goes on. Banana spread now being applied. Kira Kita firmly in control early on in this contest. Now it's Birch trying to change the conversation, looking for a pin of her own, not even a 1 count. Birch perhaps frustrated, slamming Kira Kita to the mat. Looked to be by her hair there. Burt Wiggins has got to watch that. Pinning predicament here for Kira Kita, just a 1 count. Both of these women making the other work. Tremendous kicks there from Kira Kita, following through for a stretch, keeping her body between her opponent and the ropes. Smart stuff out of Kira Kita. Tremendous forearm, now repositioning Birch to continue her offense. Modified brainbuster there, it looked to be from Claire Birch. Birch looking angry, and a tremendous slap of her own there across the face of Kira Kita. So much malice in the eyes of Claire Birch. Rolling through for the stunner there. Pounding the mat in frustration. Jumping neck breaker, Claire Birch showing her mean side here. Kira Kita trying the Irish whip. Well-delivered kick. You see another frustration. Another example of frustration there by Claire Birch. Kira Kita with those tremendous kicks we talked about. Firing into the midsection, but it's Claire Birch right back on top. Neck breaker. Kira Kita able to shake off the Irish whip attempt there, but Claire Birch still having her way. Beautiful combination there from Kira Kita. Firing in that kick across the face. And now to the chest of Claire Birch. Birch though with the downward spiral out of nowhere. 2. It's over. Claire Birch out of absolutely nowhere with the downward spiral. Trying to make a point here against Kira Kita. And point well received, I suppose, as the downward spiral spelling the end for Kira Kita in that matchup. Kira Kita, a applied so much offense throughout that contest, but then Claire Birch out of nowhere, firing in that downward spiral, twisting, popping the hips, capturing that suplex. 1, 2, 3, shoulders down for Claire Birch. And now, folks, we're going to move on into an exciting matchup in the men's tag division, one we haven't seen in a while. It will be the Gambles, Marcus and Nathan, the two Gamble brothers taking on Massive Impact. That's Lance Owens and Chance Robinson. This should be an exciting contest. We're going to take you to the ring shortly for that one. In the meantime, folks, thank you so much for joining us here tonight at Spirit Rising. We hope you'll join us same time, same place tomorrow for Super Spirit Live. What a show that's going to be. Marcus Gamble and Lance Owens meeting in the ring for the first time in quite a little while here. Gamble to the ropes, stomps across the back of Owens. Spinebuster from the big man. Maintaining ring advantage here. Keeping his opponent firmly in his team's territory. Putting the brakes on the Irish Whip, and Lance Owens looking really good here against Marcus Gamble. The Gambles are former champions. Massive Impact has yet to get close to the tag team gold. We'll see if there's also a rejuvenated sense in their mindset following the weeks-long hiatus here at Super Spirit Wrestling. Kicking combination ending in an enziguri to the back of the head of Chance Robinson, now in against Nathan Gamble. And again, the kicking prowess of Nathan Gamble on full display. Robinson having some difficulty. He'll now have to contend with the older Gamble brother, Marcus. Irish Whip, back body drop from Chance. Striking combination this time from Marcus Gamble. Both Gamble's adept strikers. Chance Robinson, though, hanging in there. In pursuit of Marcus Gamble. Nathan Gamble putting the brakes on what looked to be a suplex attempt there. Run up twisting moonsault, and then an elbow drop. Tandem offense here out of the Gambles. Inverted DDT from Nathan. Taking some time to show off. Could have been a 3 count there. Now he'll look for the pin.
1, 2.
Near fall. Folks, it was almost over right there. And who could have blamed Chance in that situation? So much offense sustained in that corner. Nathan Gamble looking for something huge. Knee in the corner, and he got all of it. Tag made for both teams. Lance Owens firing in strikes against both Gamble brothers. And could we be seeing it here? The Jolt Buster. Jolt Buster delivered from Chance Robinson. To the ropes now. Lance Owens with a big spear. And Marcus quickly looking for a tag. Lance with the spine buster. Contending with both members of the Gambles. Maybe not a wise decision here. The pace finally catching up to Lance as he eats that knee, and then the rolling senton. Again, senton across the back. We'll be looking for it again there. No, this time Lance Owens quickly attempting to avoid that third senton attempt. He will still eat a kicking combination. And again. But this time, Lance Owens turning Nathan Gamble inside out with that clothesline. Scouted. Lance Owens with a big power slam. Looking for a pin here against Nathan Gamble, but Marcus able to run interference. Stereo super kick from the Gambles. The gamble's really clicking here tonight at Spirit Rising. One strike to the back of the head. An unsuspecting Lance Owens sent to the mat there. The Gambles perhaps playing with their food a little bit as this contest continues. So much chaos in the ring. Marcus Gamble coming out on top of all of it, it seems like. And now both teams looking for tags. Enziguri combination again from Nathan Gamble. No doubt one of his favorite techniques to go to. And now the roulette driver. Bad positioning here, though, for Nathan Gamble, and I think he knows it. But the roulette driver, nevertheless. Now Nathan looking very sloppy here, missing some drop kicks. He'll try for a pin here, looking right in the face of Lance Owens. Former champion Nathan Gamble should know better. Stereo super kick again. Lance Owens out on his feet. Chance Robinson hanging in there. You got to give it to him, folks. Nathan from the top rope, the senton. And again, using all of his weight, coming down on the body of his opponent. And now a tag made to older brother Marcus. Chance trying to fire in some offense of his own here. Getting fired up is Chance. To the ropes. Running elbow drop. But that's about all he was able to get in. Too much damage sustained on the side of Chance. Now looking for corner control. But instead, out of the corner, it's the roulette driver. 1, 2. It's over. Roulette driver out of the corner from Marcus Gamble, spelling the end here for Massive Impact. And that is another victory for Marcus and Nathan Gamble in the tag division. Massive Impact continuing their losing ways, unfortunately. What a big victory that would have been for them to pick up a W over some former champions, but it was not so. For now, Marcus and Nathan Gamble victorious in the men's tag division. Folks, we are now moving on to our main event for the evening. What a night it's been here at Spirit Rising, and it feels great to be back. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching our program. We hope that we have brought you some level of enjoyment this evening. But for now, folks, let's get into that main event. It will be Mantis taking on Paula Reyes in the women's division. A very exciting matchup, to be sure. A lot of similarities between these two athletes. Let's see how it takes shape in our main event. Paula Reyes with the Irish whip, kitchen sink. Flush to the body of the Mantis. Mantis with the shoulder off of an Irish whip of her own. Slow pace thus far out of these two athletes. Firing in that suplex after a great forearm. Vicious stomps in the corner here from Paula Reyes. Snapmare takedown from Mantis now, and a sleeper hold. Mantis applying a very old school game here thus far. Paula Reyes very strike based. You see there another forearm, and again, knee to the midsection this time. Mantis trying to fire back with forearms of her own. Irish whip, well placed drop kick. Traps the leg, drops down into a submission maneuver. Paula Reyes looking good thus far. Stomps across the back, looking for a pin here. 2 count. Tremendous forearms on both sides here, but it's Reyes. Perhaps with the slight advantage thus far in this matchup. Snapmare takedown from Mantis, trying to shift the control back in her favor. Kicks to the midsection. Well-placed drop kick to the back of Reyes. But now Reyes with the Irish whip. Kitchen sink again. High angle backdrop. Slips under. Huge kick there from Reyes. First choosing to mix Mantis up a little bit off the Irish whip sequence. Reyes looking very, very strong in this main event. Kitchen sink again for Paula Reyes. Now getting a little rough. Perhaps a little bit of hair there. That looked to be Mantis's. That looked to be the eviscerator. Paula Reyes maybe looking to make some kind of statement here against Mantis. And Mantis, a miscalculation and perhaps some fatigue. She is unable to capitalize on the Irish whip advantage. Tremendous kick again on the money for Reyes. And again, this time sending Mantis to the outside. Mantis quickly rolling back in. And now giving chase. Neither of these women seem to know where they want to fight. But that's it. That was the eviscerator, I believe, folks. Or a modified version of it. We're looking for a pin here.
1, 2.
2 count. Rolling Inferno kick from Reyes. High angle backdrop again. Snap suplex. Thought we could have been looking at another eviscerator there, but instead this match will continue. Big forearm trying to work her way out of the corner. Suplex reversal onto the apron. Reyes sent to the outside. Mantis deciding to give chase, but it's Reyes rolling back in this time. Decidedly so, as Mantis seems to mount more and more of an advantage. Basement kick to the face of Reyes. And now it's Reyes to the ropes. Stomps across the back, looking for a pin now. 1, 2, kick out from Mantis. And again, tremendous maneuver there from Mantis. Could this be it? 1, 2, no. It could be that she's not locking it all the way in here, or that Reyes is just that good. Again. Will it pay off?
1,
10 minutes gone.
No. Mantis doing everything she can here. And Reyes firing right back in. What a match we're seeing here in our main event. Reyes showing her frustration. A tremendous kick to the face of Mantis. Those long legs of Reyes reaching all the way to the top. Textbook drop kick from Mantis. Brutal kick again to the face of Reyes. Northern Light suplex. 1, 2. No. Near fall here in our main event off the Northern Light suplex combination. Snap suplex. Can Mantis keep up this momentum here? What a counter from Reyes! Powerbomb attempt countered into a DDT. Reyes slipping under. Big kick showing signs of exhaustion. Again, Mantis looking for a victory. 1, 2. It's over. Mantis with probably the biggest victory of her Super Spirit Wrestling career here in the main event over Paula Reyes. What a match, folks, and what a win for Mantis. It looked like all Reyes that whole match, folks. It looked like Mantis wasn't going to have enough in the tank to outdo Paula Reyes, but here we are with a W in the column of Mantis. Paula Reyes suffering a hard loss there in our main event contest, but what a victory for Mantis, to be sure. What a rejuvenated sense of confidence that must be in Mantis as we move forward post-hiatus here in Super Spirit Wrestling. Folks, I've been Shirt Donovan. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight after our return. We hope you'll join us same time, same place tomorrow for Super Spirit Live in our main event tomorrow. Women's Tag Championships on the line, folks. You won't want to miss it. TKF taking on current champions Diamond Deluxe, and much, much more, folks. For now, for everyone here at twitch.tv and Super Spirit Wrestling, I'm Shirt Donovan. Have a good night.